Hello everyone, hope you all are good and hope that you have studied all the previous lectures for subsidiary books properly. Yes, so today also we are going to continue with the same chapter, and as I said that we will finish the sum that we have left in between at first, and then we are going to start with a new topic, that is the purchase book and sales book with the column of expenses. Before actually I said that we are not going to do these books according to the columns of expenses, but later on the fact came upon that if you have heard about a computerized courses or any of the important courses, right, of accountancy, in that this purchase book and sales book with the column of expenses is actually important. Yes, in accounting work anywhere ahead if you are joining. Yes, so with the viewpoint of that we are going to learn also the purchase book and sales book according to the column of expenses. Yeah, so but before that I'll complete the sum, that is sum number 12 that we left in between in the last lecture. So sum number 12 we are supposed to finish, only 2 transactions are left. The 27th of November, it says returned goods to Sweetie of rupees 10,000 which was purchased in October and sent debit note number 20. See, goods have been returned to Sweetie. Who has returned? The name is not mentioned, then of course we have returned these goods to Sweetie. So this is purchase return. The goods have been returned right now, the one that were purchased in the month of October. So this is purchase return. This transaction will be recorded in purchase return book. The column of particulars will be Sweetie account, and in the column of amount 10,000, in the column of debit note number 20. Okay. Last transaction for sum number 12, Karan returned half of the goods and proportionate amount of carriage was given credit. Karan is the person to whom goods have been sold by us. So this transaction has been recorded in sales book already. Yes, the name of the customer is Karan. Yeah, now Karan is the person who is returning goods to us. So when the customer is returning goods to us, that becomes sales return. Yes, when goods are sold to a person, to the customer, yes, it becomes sales, and if the same person will return those goods to us, it is sales return. So in sales return book, Karan account, and Karan has returned half of the goods. So let me go back to the transaction where goods have been sold to Mr. Karan. Firstly, on 24th of November I can see, yes, actually I forgot to mention the page number 155, question 12 we have continued. Yeah, okay. And on 24th of November Mr. Karan has placed an order for 30,000 at 10% trade discount for supply of goods. So 30,000, the 10% is 3,000 and the net amount of goods is 27,000. Yes, so half of this, the half goods have been returned by Mr. Karan. If you are having a Kelsey, the exact half of 27,000 is 13,500, and also the carriage in proportionate amount. So the total carriage is 500 on 25th of November when goods have been supplied to Mr. Karan. You can see that. Yes. So proportionate carriage, total carriage is 500. So proportionate carriage, the half, 250. But that will be recorded in, that will not be recorded in subsidiary books. That will be recorded in a respective subsidiary book. It can be cash book. Yes. So that's all. We have completed this sum here, and you are going to total the purchase book, purchase return book, sales book and sales return book. Alright. So total is simple. सबका आपको सिर्फ टोटल कर देना है, ठीक है। सो आफ्टर दिस we are going to start with an important topic, the specimen for which I have already prepared here. Purchase book of Sri Bhavesh Stores. This is for illustration 3 that we are going to learn for today. Illustration 3 on page number 132. Let me write down. Page number 132. See, we have understood about subsidiary books of goods. In that, the very first book we have understood is purchase book. Purchase book, the two types, simple purchase book and columnar purchase book. सिंपल परचेज बुक यू नो वेरी वेल, वहाँ पे एक ही कॉलम होती है अमाउंट की, ठीक है। देन सेम फॉर सेल्स बुक. देन इन कॉलमनर परचेज बुक द फर्स्ट वन दैट वी हैव लर्नड इज अकॉर्डिंग टू द टाइप ऑफ गुड्स. यस, तो वो हमने एक सीख लिया है. एंड द सेकेंड कॉलमनर परचेज बुक इज अबाउट the purchase book according to the columns of expenses. Yes, so the specimen for that is prepared here. Yeah, now the change in as per new syllabus is the addition of GST. Yes, that has taken place. Earlier there was no GST. What is GST? Of course you know, you have studied third chapter, goods and service tax. On purchase it is input GST, on sales it is output GST. Then you have intrastate supply and interstate supply. तो उस पे किस हिसाब से GST कैलकुलेट किया जाता है, that is also explained to you in chapter 3. So that theory you have to apply practically here. Yes, so yes, of course you know, in intrastate supply it is CGST and SGST, central and state, and in case of interstate supply it is IGST. The difference is कि IGST में जो GST का रेट है, that entire amount goes to the central government, and in case of intrastate supply it is divided among central and state government. Yes, if it is 12%, then 6% is CGST and remaining 6% is SGST. Yes, this you have obviously understood in the chapter of GST, the third chapter of this book. Yeah, so that topic you are supposed to keep in mind, and on the basis of that we can understand this sum. All right. So the specimen is given on page number 132 before illustration 3, which says specimen of purchase book with goods and expenses. मतलब आपके पास एक कॉलम होगा गुड्स का अमाउंट रिकॉर्ड करने के लिए और उससे रिलेटेड एक्सपेंसेस रिकॉर्ड करने के लिए. ओके, सो द वेरी फर्स्ट कॉलम इन विच इज ऑफ डेट. यस, द फर्स्ट कॉलम इज ऑफ डेट. Of course, this is purchase book. So the name of supplier. The first column is of date. Second column is the name of supplier. Then invoice number. This is the bill number. The next one that you have is LF number, ledger folio number. You can also prepare the specimen along with me. Yes, in case if I have to modify it a bit, or if I am explaining, so along with that explanation you also can prepare the specimen so that you can do the sum with me. yeah, invoice number, then ledger folio number. Yes, the next one is net amount of goods. Net amount of goods. Net amount is the one that is obtained after deducting trade discount. Yes, the price of goods minus trade discount gives you net amount of goods. In this entire column, we are going to write amount. Okay. Then we have railway freight and wages. Yes, the two expenses. Then intrastate supply and interstate supply. Intrastate, interstate. Yes, again you have two columns here, because in intrastate it is CGST and SGST. Yes, so an additional column that we are going to prepare here. Let me make this column broad. And 2. Yes. Yeah. CGST and SGST, the additional, and of course the word input. My mistake. Over purchase it is input GST. So input CGST in case of intrastate supply and SGST. Now talking about interstate. It is IGST. You can see, yes. And the last column is for the total amount, total of this entire thing. All right. So that's all. We can start with our sum. Just let me make a line here. You see, the specimen is important of all in each and every sum that you are doing. Yeah. We are almost done. Okay. So finally we can start with our sum. You can see the proper specimen that is prepared on the board. It's okay if you are not preparing this line. Yeah, let me just erase this. Yes, and same is the specimen for sales book. Yeah, with the according to the types of according to the types of goods and according to the column of expenses. You know, the minor change is what? That instead of input GST, it is output GST, and the name of supplier, instead of that, that is name of customer. That's simple, yes. Fine then. On page number 132, illustration 3, we are completely ready with the specimen and reading the first transaction. Okay, before that we are supposed to read, Bhavesh Stores of Ahmedabad is a cloth merchant. Prepare his purchase book in his books of accounts inclusive of expense. So this is purchase book of Sri Bhavesh Stores including the columns of expenses. He maintains separate columns to record expenses like GST, this is GST, railway freight, labor is wages, wages are actually paid to laborers. Yeah, prepare purchase book on the basis of total GST rate at 12%. The rate of GST is given 12%. GST is not included for the following transactions. Add applicable amount of GST and prepare purchase book. Yes. So the first transaction on 1st of January 2018. So as I have said that firstly we are supposed to write down the year. And the month. First transaction, goods purchased of rupees 10,000 at 10% rate discount from Vipul Stores of Rajkot. Goods purchased of rupees 10,000 at 10% rate discount from Vipul Stores of Rajkot. Rupees 500 for labor, 500 for labor and 400 for railway freight are disclosed in his bill number 239. Of course, this is a credit transaction. So, name of the party is Vipul Stores on 1st of January. Yes, bill number is 239. LF as usual nothing. Net amount of goods, as I said, net amount of goods is always the price of goods after deducting trade discount. So the price of goods is 10,000 and 10% of 10,000 is what? 1,000. So what is the net price of goods? 10,000 minus 1,000, that gives you 9,000. So the net amount of goods is 9,000. Yes. Then 500 for labor and 400 for railway freight. So in the column of railway freight, you are supposed to write down 400. And in the column of labor, you are supposed to write down 500. Yes. 400 for railway freight and 500 for labor. See, the bill number 239. Yeah. So, name of the party is Vipul Stores. And the goods have been purchased. Vipul Stores is of Rajkot. So, this is intra-state supply. Yes, the rate of GST 12%. Yeah, 12%. And as you know, 6% CGST and 6% SGST because it is intra-state supply. So, firstly, the 12% that we are going to calculate for 9,000, yes, which is 1,080. Not 12% of 9,000, actually 9,000 plus 400 plus 500, so 9,900. ये जो total आप amount करेंगे उसका 12%. Yes, so 9,000 plus 400 plus 500 and 9,900 and the 12% for that, which gives you 1188. Yes, this is 12%, complete 12%, but 6% is CGST and remaining is SGST. So the half, 6% is half, so exact half is 594. So 594 here is CGST and 594, the other 6% is SGST. Yes, this way 12% has been calculated because it is intrastate supply and here nothing. Yes. So now you are supposed to add this entire amount and you are supposed to mention the total amount. So let me do that. We have already done 9,900 plus 594 twice. That gives you 11,088 rupees. Yes? Alright. So hope you were able to understand. Let us begin with the next transaction. On 7th of January, goods purchased of rupees 15,000 at 5% trade discount from Gopi of Bhavnagar. See, you are supposed to, you are supposed to consider the word Bhavnagar like you have considered the word Rajkot. Yes. So goods purchased of rupees 15,000 at 5% trade discount from Gopi of Bhavnagar, inclusive of wages 300 and railway freight rupees 400. Total amount is paid in cash immediately. So, if the amount is paid in cash immediately, that transaction cannot be recorded in subsidiary books. Yeah, because it is a cash transaction. Yeah. Cash transactions are not recorded in subsidiary books of goods. So for this you will mention a note. It is given on page number 133, date 7. Cash purchase will be recorded in cash book. Yeah. Next one, on 23rd of January, goods purchased of rupees 20,000 at 10% trade discount from Dhaval of Mumbai, Maharashtra. This is the other state. Invoice number 971 is received, inclusive of labor of rupees 250 and railway freight 350. Half amount paid to Dhaval immediately. Understand? This is partial cash and partial credit transaction, which we are going to consider as credit transaction completely. This point we have already learned. Yeah. So firstly, this transaction will be recorded with the entire amount in purchase book. Yeah. Secondly, we are supposed to decide that this is intrastate or it is interstate. You see, it is Maharashtra. So this is the other state. तो उस पे हम IGST कैलकुलेट करते हैं. I mean उस पे IGST अप्लाई होता है. Right? So this is interstate supply. Name of the party is Dhaval. Yes, on 23rd of January. Dhaval account. Let me check if we are provided with any bill number. Invoice number 971. Okay, 20,000, 10% trade discount first of all. Let us find out the net amount of goods. 10% of 20,000 is what? 2,000. So 20,000 minus 2,000 gives you what? 18,000. So firstly, the net amount of goods is 18,000. After deducting trade discount. Yes. Then invoice number 971, labor 250, railway freight 350. This is not applied, this is applied. So 18,000 plus 350 plus 250. Total amount is 18,600. Yes, 18,600 is the total up till here. Now 12% for that IGST. Yes, so which is 2,232. Yes, now add this amount to this. So 18,600 plus 2,232 gives you 20,832. Alright, so this is how you do a sum with the column of expenses. Next one, yes, half amount that has been paid to Mr. Dhaval. For that, of course, you are going to write down a note which says, sorry, 25th of January, it is purchase of asset on credit and not of goods, hence will be recorded in journal proper, and wages paid will be recorded in cash book. Wait for a minute. Is this the note for same? On 25th, oh sorry, I was reading the wrong note. Yes, I think there is no note available actually. It's okay, that half amount which is paid, that will be recorded in cash book. You obviously know this, how to write this note. Yes, तो आप अपने तरीके से लिख सकते हैं. Next, on 25th of January, yes, actually I was reading a note for the transaction on date 25th instead of 23rd of January. So the next one, on 25th of January, a machine which is an asset. A machine of rupees 12,000 is purchased on credit of 1 month. Labor charges of transportation of 1,000 paid in cash. Firstly, machine is an asset. Yes, the purchase of an asset is not recorded in subsidiary books of goods. Yeah, purchase of an asset is recorded in journal proper. Yeah, so this transaction cannot be recorded in this book. So it is purchase of an asset on credit and not of goods, hence will be recorded in journal proper, and wages paid will be recorded in cash book. Next, 29th of January, goods purchased of rupees 8,000 at 10% trade discount and 5% cash discount from Poonam of Porbandar. Received invoice number 193, where 200 are disclosed for railway freight. Of course, this is a credit transaction on 29th of January. And the name of the party is Poonam. Yes, let me check if we are provided with the bill number. It is 193. Goods of rupees 8,000 at 10% trade discount and cash discount. Firstly, you are supposed to decide that whether you will calculate cash discount or not. Of course, you are not going to calculate cash discount because this is a subsidiary book of goods, and in this you are recording net amount of goods after deducting trade discount only. Cash discount is calculated on cash transactions. Yes, but here you are recording credit transactions. So how is that possible? Yeah, so cash discount firstly will not be recorded. If we are talking about trade discount, then the 10% of 8,000 is 800. 8,000 minus 800 gives you 7,200. Net amount of goods. Yes, then the railway freight is 200 rupees. Labor is given or not? No, it's not given in the transaction. Yes, from where these goods have been purchased? Poonam of Porbandar. Porbandar is intrastate supply. So firstly, goods worth rupees 7,200 plus 200 is 7,400. So 7,400, 12% for that, 888, and the half of which is 444. CGST, SGST 6% each. Yeah, and the total amount we are going to write down. So 7,400 plus 888. So 8,288. Alright. So with this we have completed recording all the transactions of illustration 3. The transactions which were not recorded, the note for that is mentioned, and along with the notes mentioned on page number 133, there is also a table which discloses the calculation about GST for intrastate and interstate supply. The calculation is separately given for a better understanding. So you are supposed to go through even that. Yeah, and we have completed sum. If we are talking about the total, yes, the only thing and the last thing that is left for this sum. So total we are going to write 9,000 plus 18,000 and 7,200. 34,200 is the total for net amount of goods. Then we have 400 plus 350. 400 plus 350 is 750 plus 200, the total is 950. 750. Yes. The next 1038, 1038 rupees. Then yes, it is again same. 2,232. Then 11,088 rupees. 20,832. 8,282. No, 8,288. 40,208 rupees. Yes. So this completes our sum. We just need to put a line below the total and the sum is complete. Sales book is also similar to this. As I said, the minor change is that instead of supplier, it is the name of customer, and instead of input GST, it is output GST. No other change. Alright. So we have completed this sum, and we are surely having a sum of similar kind in your exercise that we will find out. Yeah. And that you are going to solve in your homework for today. Alright, so let me find out a sum for you from exercise. So the last sum that we have done is sum number 12 actually, yeah, which is about preparing purchase book, sales book, purchase return book and sales return book. Yes. So before that, sum number 11, sum number 10, and let me check, purchase book with GST is sum number 6 that we have not done. Yes, we have the very first question that we did from exercise was 4, then 5th, and according to the column of expenses, preparation of purchase book. Yes, a sum similar to that, similar to this illustration is given in your exercise, which is sum number 6. Yes. So that sum you are going to do in homework for today. Yes. And now that we are going to understand is that I am having a test paper of yours. This is the test paper for the test that has been taken on 15th of 9th month. Yes, the two chapters taken here are chapter 2 and chapter 4. Yes, so let me just explain you, let me just give you an overview about this test that has been taken. Yeah. So firstly, second chapter is dual effects of transaction and types of accounts, and chapter 4 is journal. Yes. So both of these chapters we have understood very well. Yeah. Chapter 2, that is dual effect of transactions. This simply means that each and every transaction is having two effects. Types of accounts: personal, real and nominal. Yes. You are supposed to highlight the two effects of the transaction and you are supposed to mention the type of its account. Yeah, the types of those effects that you have written. Yeah. Then we have understood about the rules for types of accounts. Yeah. Personal, real, nominal. The rule for personal account is what? Debit the receiver, credit the giver. The rule for real account is what? Debit what comes in, credit what goes out. For nominal account, debit all expenses and loss, credit all incomes and gains. So on the basis of these rules, you know the entire chapter 2 is based on this types of accounts and the rules. Yeah. And of course, chapter 4 is entirely linked with chapter 2. Yeah. Okay. So firstly, you are having MCQ questions, the section A that is given. So obviously you know how to write down the answers, yes, to this question. The section you will be writing answer number 1 in the margin column. Then the answer that you are selecting, see, like you have second MCQ, expense incurred to purchase asset is debited to dash account. Now whenever let me explain this. Whenever an asset is purchased, yes, say for example a machine is purchased of rupees 50,000, yes, and extra expenses rupees 500 have been paid for its installation. So what do you think, what is the price of machine? What is the actual amount of machine? 5,000 का एक मशीन है और 500 रुपीज़ एक्स्ट्रा आपने पे किए हैं. So the total price of machine is 5,500. Yes. So those installation charges will not be shown as separately. It will be debited to that particular asset account. जैसे मशीन है, $5,000, इंस्टॉलेशन एक्सपेंसेस 500, तो वो इसी में प्लस कर देना है मशीन में. So machine is an asset. When it is purchased, of course machine account is debited with 5,000. Again, installation charges that have been paid are for purchase of machine. So the installation charges will not be separately debited. They will be debited to that particular asset account itself. Yes. So how do you write the answer? Here you are having a margin. So this is second MCQ. The correct answer for this is asset. That is option B. Option B, asset. The answer is to be mentioned properly. Here you will be writing section, here you will write answers. Then you will start. Yeah. So this is how you will be writing. When allowance is allowed, it is drawings, office expense, income, loss for business. Of course, this is loss for business. Yes. Life insurance premium is personal expense. Personal expense of whom? It is the personal expense of owner. When owner brought cash or stock of goods in business is known as capital. Yeah, of course, whenever owner brings anything in the business, it is capital, and when the owner withdraws something, It is drawings. Second, the next section that you have, section B. New section always over a new page. This is an important thing. Yes, जहाँ पे आपने MCQ ख़त्म किए वहीं पे आप दूसरा section start कर दे, that is not allowed. Yes. Okay, so it is in short. So this is one line answers. Yeah. So obviously you know how to write this. This can be even a question of definition or something like that. Yeah. So the answers to this are obviously available in the textbook. The explanation in these chapters obviously. Also the theory concepts have been taught to you in the beginning of each and every lecture that I have taken or each and every chapter that I have taught. Yeah, theory तो आपको सिखाई जाती है. When that theory applied practically, yeah, you can solve sums. Yeah, so section B you will solve accordingly. Then section C, it is classify the following accounts into personal, real, nominal and give explanation in short. Okay, so this is you will be making a column about the name of the account, then type of account, just like you have in second chapter, illustration 4 and 5 I have explained to you, that you will write the name of the item in first column, then in the second column you will mention the type of account, then in the third column you will be giving its brief explanation कि भाई ये रियल अकाउंट है तो ये रियल अकाउंट क्यों है, दिस इज पर्सनल अकाउंट तो ये पर्सनल अकाउंट क्यों है. यस, दैट यू आर गोइंग टू मेंशन इन दिस क्वेश्चन. या देन सेक्शन डी दैट यू हैव, to which account following transactions will be debited and credited in the books of Ranchor. Yeah, so this also I have taught you. The two effects that you are writing, yes, for the transactions that have been, the explanation that has been given to you in chapter 2. Yeah, तो transactions में से आप वो जो दो effects लिखते हैं, yeah, the two effects that you write down, you mention its type. On the basis of the type of that account, you mention its rules. On the basis of those rules, you decide that which effect will be debited and which effect will be credited. Yeah, so in this sum, that thing you are supposed to do. Then lastly in section E, it says write journal entries for the following transactions in the books of Gangadhar. So of course you know the specimen for journal, the format for journal, chapter 4, the longest chapter and the most important chapter of all that we have understood. Yeah, the specimen for that is date, particulars, LF, then the amount for debit and credit, inside which you are writing the journal entries. Yes, so I am not preparing a format, I will just write down the journal entry here, but you are supposed to write it in a proper format. Yeah, okay. So 2014 May 1st, we'll randomly do several transactions. Goods of ₹1000 is withdrawn from business for personal use. Goods have been taken from business for personal use. Whenever the goods are withdrawn from the business for personal use, yes, who withdraws? The owner, and that becomes drawings. And drawings account is always debited. Drawings account debit. Goods have been withdrawn. Yes, so goods are going out other than sales. During that time, purchase account is credited. Yeah. If you are not selling goods, goods are going out of the business, yes, other than sales, during that time purchase account is credited. So this is the journal entry, the amount for this you will be writing in the column of debit and credit. Yeah. The next transaction that we can choose is goods of rupees 500 given as donation. Donation is an expense. Expense is to be debited as per the rule of nominal account. So donation account debit. Goods have been donated. So to purchase account again. Goods are going out of the business other than sales. Yes. So of course, yes, narration you are supposed to write below the transactions that you are recording. Yes. Then yes, we can take a transaction, second last transaction I can see. A check of rupees 800 issued to Param as final settlement. When the check is issued, check is actually given for payment. आप जब भी चेक इशू करते हैं तो अल्टीमेटली आप पेमेंट कर रहे हैं, कैश में नहीं. एक्चुअली दिस इज कैश ट्रांजैक्शन, बट पेमेंट कहाँ से होगा? बैंक से. सो अल्टीमेटली बैंक इज द गिवर एंड हेंस bank account will be credited in this transaction. Now to whom the check is issued? Who is the receiver of this check? It is Param. Yes. So Param account debit. To bank account. Yes, and the amount, narration, all the journal entries and the transactions that I have taught and explained for this last section are to be written in journal. Yes. So with this we complete this lecture here today, and you will solve this test paper again once more in your book. Of course you have given a test, but still you will solve this test paper for the purpose of practice. So that's all. We'll see you in the next lecture soon. Till then, stay home, stay safe and study well.